Okay, today we're going to talk about the word "y" here. D'accord? And two things that you need to know walking away is what does "y" mean? And that's an easy one. "Y" means there. D'accord? The adverbial pronoun "y" translates as there. It can also mean a few other things like here or at that place I just mentioned. It's an adverbial pronoun, which it means it stands in place of another word. D'accord? And we don't have these in English, but it stands in place of the word ici or là-bas or là, meaning here, over there, and there, or sur la table, on the table. And it's just a quick way to refer to a place that we just talked about. That's what pronouns do. They make it easier to talk about things we've just talked about. So it exists in French. It doesn't exist in English, and that makes it a little confusing. But the basic thing that you need to know is that "y" means there. D'accord? It'll get more complicated at the end of the lesson. So if you understand that, great. If not, all you really need to know for a quiz is word order. D'accord? So know that you need to know word order, and I'll give you some hints to remember word order at some point during the lesson. But let's look at some examples of "y" and what it means. So you can say in French this sentence, and you can repeat after me. Il garde son argent ici. He keeps his money here. D'accord? Now, ici is perfectly fine to say, but in French you can also say il y garde son argent. He there keeps, or he here keeps, his money. What's the advantage? It's just a little bit quicker to say that. D'accord? And if you already know where we're talking about, why say à la banque or dans la voûte or whatever else? Why not just say "y"? D'accord? Look at the second sentence. You've got les stylos sont là-bas. The pens are over there. You could also say, oh, we're missing a word here. That's a mistake, so I apologize. Les stylos y sont. The pens here are, or over there are. D'accord? How do you know whether it's here or over there based on the "y"? You don't, except that we may have already been talking about where the pens are. Ah oui, là-bas, les stylos y sont. The pens there are. D'accord? Sounds very bizarre in English, but remember, word order is not the same. D'accord? So notice here that these simple sentences, which only have one verb, garde and sont, "y" goes before the verb. So in simple sentences, let's go ahead and write that as a rule. In simple sentences, "y" goes before the verb. Let's say the conjugated verb. Cool. Looking at the last one, you could say on va là, let's go there, or an expression that you have heard before, on y va. On y va. Okay. Next. Now, certainly the words here, there, and there, although they roughly mean the same thing as "y", I mean, they do mean the same thing. You can also use "y" to refer to other places. So if someone says, nous allons au cinéma, or tu vas au cinéma avec nous, are you going to the movies with us? You could say, oui, je vais avec vous, or je vais au cinéma avec vous, or you can say, oui, j'y vais avec vous. I there am going with you. Now, again, notice word order. That's the most important thing, that "y" goes in front of aller. It goes in front of the conjugated verb. So, il va à la bibliothèque. Is he going to the library? You can say, yeah, oui, il y va. He there is going. D'accord? So again, just notice the word order. Il va aller en boîte de nuit. Now, here's where we are looking at not a simple sentence, but we've got two verbs. We've got a modal verb sentence. So "y" will go in front of the infinitive if there is a modal verb. D'accord? It'll go in front of the infinitive. D'accord? So il va y aller. He is going there to go. Il va y aller. Voila. So it goes in front of. Now that's what you have to know when you're doing your practice in the packet and on your quiz. Next one, ils sont allés aux chutes. We went to the falls. Now, this one's in the past tense, so where's it going to go? It's going to go in front of conjugated verb. That's what happens with the past tense. Remember that past participles are not verbs. Don't give pronouns to the past participle. It goes in front of the conjugated verb. So, E in the past tense, E will go in front of the conjugated verb, not the past participle. Voila. All right, let's look at some other examples. Now, that was using words like a and o and en, but you could also do it with other prepositions. So if you want to say, is it on the table? Elle est sur la table. You can say, yeah, it is there by saying, oui, elle y est. It there is. Okay? Another simple sentence. Next one. J'ai mis le sac dans le tiroir. I put the bag in the drawer. If you want to say, I put it in the drawer, j'y ai, now, past tense. I shouldn't have given you the answer. I should have paused to ask you. What goes first, the A or the E for me? It's going to be the E because that goes in front of the conjugated verb. J'y ai mis le sac. J'y ai mis le sac. I there have put the bag. Now, next one. It's I have put it next to the sofa. No, that's wrong. It's going to be next to the sofa. D'accord? You've got elle, va, and être. And then we have to stick e in there somewhere. So does it go before va? Does it go before être? Or does it go at the end? It doesn't go at the end. It's going to go in front of, now notice être is an infinitive, so it's going to go in front of the infinitive. Elle va y être. Bon. All right, that's basically it. Now, this is where it gets a little bit harder. So the lesson basically ends there with what you definitely need to know as freshmen. Here's where it gets really, really bizarre. And I'm only going to actually do one of these examples, the first one. Tu joues au hockey. You play hockey. Remember that in French, you don't say tu joues le hockey, because then you could say tu le joues, and it would be nice and life would be simple, but it's not. You say you play to the hockey or at the hockey in French. So you're not going to say tu le joues, you're going to say I play to it, I play at it, I play there, at that game. D'accord? That game not being a match, but that game in general of hockey. I play in that realm. D'accord? So you're going to use E if you're talking about sports. If you want to say, if I ask you, tu joues au baseball? You're going to say, oui, j'y joue. Yeah, I play it, and it sounds weird when you say it, but try it. Oui, j'y joue. J'y joue. D'accord? And that's it. That's all you really need to know for this lesson. It's a quick one. E is kind of bizarre, especially when you get to jouer, but that's it. D'accord? Review for yourself where E goes in a sentence, and you'll be good. C'est bon? All right.